Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to some bonus coverage. Day one of Worlds officially behind us, so we're coming to you with a special Thursday episode to recap some of the stuff from the first day. We're going to be doing it again tomorrow.
That's right.
For day two. Eric Kummel, Matt Hempstead.
Aloha.
Finally, Worlds has started. Finally.
I know. I'm pretty tired, though, watching all those games from 3 till, now.
I don't believe you were doing that.
Come on.
I think that's a lie.
I've never lied.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, man, first day, some interesting results. We'll get you with all the upsets, the stomps, all the good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's as Worlds you kind of expect it. It's got a high variance for stomps and upsets, close games, like you said. Let's just jump right into here. Let's start with what I thought was the most anticipated match, was the C9 SKT match. You know, Jensen looking at some redemption against Faker and SKT, but it was an interesting one.
It was definitely an interesting one. Looking right at Champ Select, this is what we're going to get all Worlds long, Eric.
Yep. Lulu
Wow.
Jana.
And Trist, yeah, the supports all over the place, hyper-scaling, but right away, I mean, C9 has this interesting strategy to go after Faker, and it didn't really work in the first.
Yeah, that is a super forced dive. Clearly, that's their game plan. You got to camp Faker. Doesn't work out well for them. Jensen also gets caught. And Contracts, he's got a history of kind of meandering places he shouldn't be. Gets caught out trying to do some krugs with no vision.
No vision whatsoever, just wanders in there, feeds over another kill, and then once again, back to the try to kill Faker party. Great ult to kind of delay things, but eventually, C9 will be able to take down Faker with a pretty sweet play by Jensen. Hits him with the fadeaway right there. What a cute.
Oh my God.
Pretty fancy stuff. So they're kind of in it, but all of a sudden, SKT starts to pull away.
Yeah, and then they get 2 kills on Jensen and Smoothie, start the Baron, and C9 has no vision in the pit, so I don't know how Contracts expects to steal this. He goes in when it's already dead. He dies. And a lot of the C9 guys follow. That was just, they had no play there. I don't know why they've even hanging out there.
Yeah, bang with a Janus shield on, just takes out Sneaky.
That looks fun.
Impact slowly dies, and then of course, with Baron buff, SKT's just going to wander into the base and end things. So this one was, C9 didn't look too great. I mean, they definitely had a game plan, which was to go after Faker. There he is. Victory. Look how thrilled he is. Yeah.
Pretty calm.
Wow, guys. Oh, just another win at Worlds.
Yeah, I mean, you could pretty much see after that first blood, it was like, oh, good game. Well played. I mean, that's what C9 does. They want to get Jensen super ahead. But yeah, I mean, maybe just be happy with the poke there. I'm not even sure if that Rek'Sai ult would have killed Faker if he hadn't flashed out of it. So just way too over-aggressive there. Jensen falls too, and that was just the beginning of the end.
Yeah, I mean, you get Jensen that early kill. Hey, good start. You give Ryze some help early on, and you're off to a great start. But when you force it that hard, don't dive as far as you did Contracts, because you give away a free kill to Faker. That's the opposite of giving a free kill to Jensen, and it's just terrible, especially when Jensen dies on the back end of that dive as well. Your team gets so far behind, and then you're going to try to make plays even more and force even harder. And you saw Contracts trying to invade into the jungle, get caught out and die. So, I mean, it was really after that first blood, you knew things were going to go downhill from there.
Yeah, and I think they just felt like they had to force that because the vision control of SKT throughout this game was just insane. They got both Rift Scuttlers pretty early on, so that they had those vision in the rivers, and they were just doing all that they could to protect Faker because they knew they'd probably focus him, and they still did. Didn't work out too well. And they even saw, at one point C9 tried to do a lane swap around to get first turret top, but I mean, by the time they even got there, SKT had been seeing them the whole time, so Bang and Wolf just followed them up, and SKT just saw exactly what C9 was doing and kind of saw it as formulaic almost. They're a step ahead of them.
Yeah, that is kind of what SKT does. They're a pretty good team. If you're Cloud9, though, it's not the end of the world. You lost to SKT. Oh, no. Everyone's going to lose to SKT in the group stage, just to point that out. So, I mean, if you're Cloud9, you're definitely still okay in this group. It wasn't a great performance, but I'm sure maybe they'll calm down after this one and be like, you know what, nerves got to us. We tried to force it too hard. Let's just play our game and get back on track.
Yeah, it is a pretty tough opening match, especially when the competition you've been playing before was the guys in the play-in, teams like Lion Gaming. So coming right in and playing SKT, yeah, that is a tough draw. C9 wasn't the only NA team who got to open their Worlds tournament against a Korean team.
No,
Immortals taking on the top seed from Korea, Longzhu Gaming, and look at that, more shield supports. Wow.
Yes, that is not Maokai AD carry, but yeah. Xmithy on jungle Israel. That is interesting. We both agree that's not the best spot for him to be, but Immortals with a great strategy early. And they just go time after time into this bot lane. Prey gets away, but Gorilla will go down to Ole, and then a nice little escape from Pobelter.
Yeah, that's pretty slick there by those guys. And then, yeah, just more action down the bottom lane. Xmithy contributing an ult.
Yeah, showing off the jungle Israel mechanics. Yeah. It's pretty tough stuff. And time after time, this time Flame comes down to take out this Longzhu bot lane. So Immortals off to a great start. Good strategy. Go after him, but this is where it kind of fell apart.
Yeah, so Immortals wanted to go for an Infernal Drake. They got it, but I mean, Longzhu just completely rushed towards the Baron as soon as they saw that. No hesitation. They get the Baron, and then they trade some kills there. So, I mean, obviously you're taking a Baron over a Dragon.
Yeah, 100% of the time. And I mean, yeah, it was a 2-for-1 trade for the Immortals, but still, Longzhu gets away with 3 Baron buffs and just a great macro play from a team that obviously won the LCK. They're very experienced, and in this game, BDD was someone who really stood out to me. But anywho.
Yeah, Talia has just, in this first day, you saw how strong that pick is with a couple of guys. Pobelter here, though. Longzhu coming into the Immortals base trying to end it, and Pobelter, he makes some nice plays here to try and save the game. Everyone's so low on Longzhu.
Yeah, the Rise damage is pretty high at this point in the game, and he just starts throwing those Qs out there, and looks like he might be able to turn this one entirely around, gets really close. Here comes the ult to go after BDD.
He's thirsty for more.
He is, but that flash into those threaded volleys, that's a tilt there a little bit with those Qs.
Yeah, I think a little too greedy there. I mean, he did a great play to get a couple of kills there and maybe draw out the game a bit for Immortals, but yeah, it oversteps his ground a bit, and BDD shows him up. But yeah, Immortals, I think, a much better performance than Cloud9. You saw that early lead they had, and it was really just that main misplay where they're like, oh, I bet you they didn't even think Immortals could, or Longzhu could kill the Baron that quickly by them just getting the Dragon, but obviously they did, and I mean, these top Korean teams, when you give them a Baron like that, it's pretty easy to snowball that into a bunch of turrets, then your gold lead's pretty massive.
Yeah, exactly. That's really all it was, but if you're Immortals, that's a good showing against a solid team for them. I mean, the game plan coming in, go after that bot lane, keep ganking it, and it was working. I mean, if you're Cody Sun and Ole, that's a great thing, especially because you're kind of the guys who were pointed out at in this finals of having nerve problems. And all of a sudden you get them an early lead. The one thing is, I mean, Cody Sun in this game only did 5,000 damage or so, compared to like 20,000 from Prey. A lot of that was the composition from Longzhu being pretty dive heavy. That full damage Jarvan doesn't let you play the game very much. So that's unfortunate, but Cody Sun was also on a Varus, whereas all of a sudden you're seeing these Kog'Maws, these Twitches, Tristana obviously be these hyperscaling champs, so it's tougher to output damage on a Varus.
Yeah, and I think that's why those other picks, those 3 you mentioned, are just so highly coveted, because it's pretty easy to put out damage, and I mean, Kog'Maw, in terms of Kog'Maw and Trist, and Twitch, really, you're playing at such a safe range in a lot of these team fights. Yeah, Varus has slightly higher average range than the normal AD, but I mean, it's nothing compared to Trist or Kog'Maw, so I mean, those guys are going to be pick banned pretty much every game at Worlds, it looks like.
It looks like it, yeah. One thing for me, I didn't love the Morgana pick, especially because now we're seeing Janna, Lulu, Karma, anyone who can go Ardent Sensor, and anyone who can just shield your AD carry and keep him safe. Morgana sure has a spell shield, but when it comes to trying to keep Cody Sun alive, it's not the best pick. You get some peel there, but against the Jarvan that Khan was playing, no chance. No chance.
Yeah, I mean, you can't spell shield. The EQ, the ult, you can't spell shield at all. No. The other interesting.
Brace yourself.
Probably the most interesting.
Brace yourselves.
We got to get into. Fnatic and the Gigabyte Marines. Now, the Marines had said they were probably going to come in with some cheese into this group stage. Oh boy, was this one cheesy. This takes me back to middle school eating those cheese strings every day.
Yeah, you might notice there Levi's playing what we call a Nocturne. Haven't seen it now and then. It's a mythical creature, which you don't see too often, but still, Fnatic, another good start for a team that would end up coming to a demise here, but that is Caps getting first blood on a tower dive. And Eric, you're going to point out something here.
We've got to mention, we kind of joked that the Gigabyte Marines might lane swap. I said that jokingly. They actually lane swapped. You see there, a level 1 Soaz. He's got 0 CS at 5 minutes. This looks like a couple seasons ago. But the story of this game was Levi on that Nocturne.
Oh yeah, this is a level 5 Nocturne ultimate. So he hit level 6 that quickly, farming up. The guy's so far ahead of everyone else in the game right now. Even in a 1v3 situation, He's able to take out
Oh
Soaz and Reckless.
This is so early, and he's just absolutely destroying guys. I mean, it had a solo queue feel to this game, and there were an insane amount of kills as well.
Yeah, and even when we fast forward here, Gam just took a Baron, and they're going to kind of wipe up this fight, clean up Soaz in the Baron pit. Their lead just keeps growing and growing off the back of this huge advantage Levi picked up on this Nocturne early on, and eventually it's going to be no way to clean it up.
Yeah, and then in the base, you see that 16 kills already, and I don't think many people were expecting No Way to dominate in this game, but he did.
He did. That's his
Quadra kill here.
11th kill of the game, almost a penta.
Should have been a penta. BM by Optimus.
Scumbag Optimus.
Scumbag Optimus stealing the pentakill there. But yeah, I mean, 24 minutes, they have 20 kills. They close out that game. That is the definition of a solo queue type game.
Yes.
And I mean, that showcases the power of the Tristana that No Way, a guy who people probably weren't expecting much out of this, especially in this group with some pretty solid bot lanes. But yeah, dominated that game. And Levi, basically with the strategy, I'm going to go Glass Cannon Nocturne, get all the farm, get super fed, and carry you guys.
I mean, hitting level 6 at 5 minutes is unheard of. That's
insane.
like going back to Season 3 where Meteos was always super farmed up and ahead of everyone else, and now Levi on this Nocturne. I mean, if you're at level 6 at 6 minutes and you pick up 3 kills because you just dive bot lane when everyone else is level 4, it's a pretty huge lead, and you're just going to snowball that repeatedly. And I mean, Fnatic did have, I mean, they had a lot of kills of their own, so it was a pretty bloody fight back and forth with kills, but eventually the Marines pulled away. And if you're Fnatic, that's a huge blow to lose to the Marines.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of alluded yesterday that this is kind of a must-win for Fnatic to get on the right track, avoid, you know, any tilt issues that they might have, and yeah, put up a strong showing because it is between them and Immortals, and now the Marines for that second spot. But I mean, they're just Gigabyte Marines are taking things from other seasons. They're bringing, yeah, these farm-heavy junglers that just get way ahead. I'm not ganking anything till I get my ult, and I want the kills. I'm going to tax your lane. I want all the farm so I can hard carry you. They're doing lane swaps. This is like Season 5, 6, 3 combined into Season 7. I don't know if it's going to continue to work in the group stage, but it's very interesting.
Well, now people are going to be expecting this lane swap, which was, again, absurd. But it makes sense if you're the Marines, because Archie is this guy who's probably going to be exposed if he's in a 1v1 situation. But in this case, they put Soaz just as behind as Archie was, because lane swap basically means no top laner gets CS.
Yeah.
So this Maokai that Soaz was playing was so weak. He had like 70 CS at around 20 minutes, and he was just getting destroyed by the AD carry.
Yeah, at around 20 minutes, he had a Doran Shield, Ninja Tabby,
and a Spirit Fist.
That's it. You're not going to be that tanky. If you look at the contrast of his Maokai and Hooney's, who had like 10 CS a minute at 20 minutes, I mean, it's like a full item, basically.
Yeah, Soaz was 1 in 8 in that game.
And listen, I got to give props to Archie. Yes, he's maybe the worst top laner in the tournament coming into this. But
props, Archie, props.
The fact that he is like, you know what? We'll just lane swap. I will get destroyed.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm the shot caller. This guy, he's not tilted. He doesn't tilt from that. Soaz going 1 in 8, I guarantee you he was pretty tilted in that game. Archie comes in, he's like, probably going to go 0 in 6 in this game. And then he comes in, he goes, oh, I'm only 0 in 5.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty good game. And he still shot calls. However, I don't know how the Marines shot call. It's probably just Levi saying, I'm going to go kill everyone.
Yeah, probably. Last point is that Fnatic first picked Varus, which I do not like at all. I mean, look, Xayah is a priority, Kalista's a priority, Trist, Kog'Maw, even Twitch is probably higher up on the tier list than Varus is right now, depending on the other compositions and stuff. I just don't think that's a first pick worthy champion whatsoever.
Especially with Reckless. That's the guy you want on someone like Trist or Xayah, Kog'Maw, Twitch. Yeah. This guy who he's going to be the main carry of the team, so get him on a guy that's easier to main carry.
We'll see.
Hyper carry.
That's right.
Fnatic against Immortals tomorrow, so.
That's a great matchup.
That'll be very interesting. But there were some other games for day one, and it didn't get any better for the Western squad. 0-3 in those games. We also had G2 taking on Samsung. Another Korean matchup. Tough stuff for the West in the first day.
It was not easy, and look from G2 there. There's a little Ivor in action. Oh. Hey, good pollute from Trick.
Anyone who can build Ardent Sensor is a good champion, and that Ivor helped get first blood for G2.
Yeah, again, another first blood and another team that's going to come up short here. But
well, spoilers.
You already said it was a rough day for Western teams, man. But yeah, I mean, Trick with the Ivern in there, good start, but it all kind of crumbles at this team fight. Even though they're already behind like 4K in gold, you can see Crown starting to do a ton of damage, and Tarek Ultimate's pretty good as well.
Yeah, I mean, and Crown and BDD just really showcased that Talia is still a top pick. Great Weaver's Wall there. Goodbye. Pretty much all of G2 kind of scooped there. But, I mean, yeah, Crown was fantastic. And, again, G2, much like Immortals, got out to a pretty solid start. But in the end, Samsung, obviously known for their mid-game team fights. And, yeah, that fight turned into a Baron. And once these top Korean teams, again, get a Baron, it's good night.
Yeah, it's all it takes. Crown's just going to clean it up from here with those Qs that do so much damage. A nice pullback.
Goodbye,
and he
Sven.
popped off. Crown went 5-0 in this contest with Samsung taking it. And then we're going to jump ahead to EDG AHQ, which was the game that literally just happened.
54-minute game here, and I think both of these teams had a lot of question marks, so as a result, you get a spicy game. Here's a Twitch that we've been talking about always performs well at Worlds, and here he is getting super fed.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's going to have about 5 kills after he grabs up this Quadra, and that's a very good start. The Poison takes it home. But yeah, you're 5-1 here, and it's fantastic. But eventually, I'm always going to answer back. After you take out that Janna, which is huge, you take away so much peel and shields.
Whoa!
And then from there,
Kog'Maw flash in.
Yeah, with his Randuin's.
Wait a sec.
He's got a Randuin's. You gotta get that debuff off, you know? That's craziness. But yeah, it looks like EDG's going to come storming back here because they take an Elder, a Baron after this, get a pretty big gold.
And then you got late game Cho'Gath two-shotting the Lucian, scout on Lucian there, and EDG close out some more kills here. Or sorry, AHQ close out a couple kills here, and they would come away with the win. Big upset over EDG.
Yeah, and then the first game of the day, which is probably the least hyped of the day.
That's why we saved it for last.
Exactly, because Royal never give up against Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce came in with a
Face
game plan.
check!
Yeah, let's go invade like we do in solo queue. They actually come away with it. Crash is going to take it home with this last auto on MLXG. Good start for that.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're face checking in the bushes, good things happen apparently. But MLXG clearly had an emphasis on that mid lane, trying to get Xiaohua fed, and he just kept coming back.
Yeah, this kept coming. I mean, MLXG picked up a pretty big lead for his team after that early deficit, and it didn't take them, well, it did take them a while actually. About an average game time for RNG, about 38 minutes.
Which is
to close
insane.
this one out, only giving up 3 kills to Fenerbahce. But yeah, eventually they would put away the Turkish team and take their first one of the tournament. Took some time.
Yeah, I mean, 10-3 in a 38-minute game, that is not many kills. Maybe a little bit concerning that it took them that long to close this game out, but I mean, Xiaohu looked pretty solid. MLXG, I mean, aside from dying level 1, not really his fault, just the team kind of getting caught out. I think RNG looked okay.
I would say so. I think, again, not super convincing, and if you're China right now, I mean, a little concerned because EDG just lost a 54-minute onslaught at the hands of AHQ, which was a mess of a game. Just hyper carries going back and forth with overpowered damage and shields and whatnot. So that one was interesting. But EDG drops the game. RNG takes 38 minutes to close out Fenerbahce. So we'll see. Yeah,
pretty much outside of the Koreans, not really anything. You're not looking confident in pretty much any other team, which is kind of the story of Worlds. Seems to happen pretty often.
It does seem to be the story. But yeah, I mean, the only other team that really made a statement was the Marines coming out with their crazy strategies. They're just telling the world, we're going to do whatever it takes to surprise somebody and try to win these games. So if it means lane swaps, sure. If it means full AD carry Nocturne, give her. Why not?
I just don't know if this, I can't see them using this game plan again successfully against the team because they look at that and go, what the heck? You guys are lane swapping, playing Nocturne. I mean, teams are going to be more ready for that. Maybe they've got a couple of different cheese strategies that they're going through. I'm sure they do. They had plenty of time to prep for this tournament. But yeah, Fnatic, now that game against Immortals tomorrow morning is even more high stakes.
Yeah, it's another must-win. Even though I guess you probably shouldn't have 2 must-win games because
all 6 games are must-wins.
But yeah, Immortals looked good against Longzhu. Fnatic looked bad against the Marines. So we'll see what comes of tomorrow's game. But that's probably the most hyped game of the day, at least for me.
Yeah, and obviously a couple teams from Group D are going to get some action.
Yeah,
TSM will be playing C. The good news is, with that Immortals Fnatic, a West team's guaranteed a win tomorrow.
Get their first one.
That's right. 0-4 on the first day.
Mind you, 3 were to Korean teams. So
Right. Yes.
Understand.
So specifically, like all those 3 games, not the end of the world by any means.
No.
Especially, Immortals, outside of that one macro misplay, played a pretty solid game against them.
For sure.
Cloud9 got a lot to look at. I think primarily is contracts. Maybe just being too aggressive.
Just chill.
Yeah, you don't need to be going for those Krugs when you have no vision around, you don't know where anyone is, and then tunneling over into SKT's jungle with no vision. Oh, look, Peanut and Faker. Good night.
Wait, they're in their own jungle?
Yeah.
What?
But even despite Cloud9 losing, they kind of win on the day with AHQ upsetting EDG. That helps them out big time, and they're playing AHQ tomorrow.
Yes.
So
It helps them out, assuming that EDG is the team they're fighting with.
It
Unless
might be
now all of a sudden
AHQ.
it's AHQ, in which, again, this game against AHQ is massive for Cloud9. They need to win that head-to-head to have a chance now, especially with EDG losing that game. Because they're going up against SKT tomorrow.
which probably a loss if they play like they
Probably
did
a
against
loss.
AHQ, but who knows what's going on there. But I mean,
it's Worlds.
it might be a 3-way fight now in that Group A for that second spot.
Yeah.
So that is very interesting.
One of those 2 and 4 3-way ties.
Oh.
Let's go.
That is the second seed you want to be playing in quarterfinals. Is the one who struggled to get to 500 in the group stage.
You never know.
But again, there's going to be a lot of overreactions after day one.
It's one day.
It's one day. Fnatic could come back to beat Immortals, then beat Longzhu. Who knows?
Who knows?
There's plenty that could happen. But I mean, going back to that EDG HQ game real quick, I didn't know if Westdoor would actually play. I thought Chowie might be getting the start or something for them. A lot of people have said he's actually been better. But Westdoor, I mean, maybe syncs better with the team. He's obviously got a bigger fan base. And he played a Corki, which is not typically the champion you would associate or the play style that you would associate with Westdoor. And he was okay.
He wasn't great. He was down in CS. Scout definitely outperformed him, I would say.
Yeah.
His Lucian was doing some pretty crazy things, especially in that top lane team fight that got on 3 kills or a quadra kill. I mean, Scout still answered back. He was able to take down that Twitch. So he had a good showing, I think Scout did. But yeah, as you said, Westdoor, we didn't really know what was going to expect. I wasn't impressed by the Corki, but that's not a Westdoor champion.
No. So after day one, most impressive team? Is it just SKT?
I don't see how it's not SKT. I mean, Longzhu still had a good game, showed off their shot calling and macro, but they had a somewhat rough early game. Definitely not the Marines, even though they were pretty fancy with their stuff. And then there were just a couple crazy ones. So yeah, SKT probably the most convincing win on the day.
Yeah, I mean, SKT, I'm hesitant to say I'm impressed by them. They didn't really have to do anything.
Just let Cloud9 come at it.
Yeah, C9 just kind of, ran at them, and SKT was like, oh, okay,
yes.
You're dead, and now we have a huge lead. We're going to try Baron. Oh, y'all just jumped in. Okay. Yeah, good game. I mean, they didn't have to do much. That doesn't take anything away from them. They did what they had to do to win. I don't think that's the iteration of Cloud9 that we're going to see. I think it's just a case that we see a lot of the time at Worlds where NA teams kind of get in their own head when they play these Korean teams. And they're like, we got to make plays, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to kill Faker, we got to get Jensen ahead. No, you don't. Just chill out, man.
Yeah.
Just chill out.
You don't have to do that if the result is death and losing the game. So, yes. Again, you see Korean teams, you see SKT, we got to be proactive, we got to go at them. Don't be too proactive because now you lost.
Yeah. But overall, very interesting. Very interesting first day. Yeah, you mentioned hometown Chinese fans maybe not thrilled with all the performances.
0-2. Or 1-1, sorry.
1-1.
Sorry.
Fenerbahce, 1907 Fenerbahce.
Yeah, you get it right.
Gotta get them right. Yeah, tomorrow TSM versus Flash Wolves. I believe that's the first game of the day.
It is. Kicks it off.
So, see if the Western slump can be snapped. If TSM loses that, there will be a whole lot of overreaction.
Yes. Well, that might be warranted. But again, who knows what Flash Wolves looks like coming in. AHQ, pull off an upset win. It's possible.
It is possible. But, well, we'll be back tomorrow.
We will.
To be breaking down all the games from day two. Which there's plenty of good ones again. There'll be some more upsets, some spicy stuff, I'm sure. A lot more shields
A lot
in the
more
bottom
shields.
lane. If you can build Ardent Sensor on a champion, then they're in the meta.
That's right.
That's basically what we learned from day one. And Ryze is super good.
Yeah, Ryze is back.
So we'll be seeing a lot more Ryze. But that's it for today. We'll be back for tomorrow to break down all the day 2 stuff. You're getting lots of bonus coverage because we've been waiting a while for Worlds, and it's finally here. So we'll see you tomorrow around a similar time. It might be around 11 tomorrow. Give us more time to, get ready after the games. Last games are at like 8:30.
I know. Well, and this one went
chance.
like 55 minutes.
Yeah, got to give us a chance to get this all ready. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.